How's everyone doing? Just closed the daily candle at just about 22 million market cap. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yesterday, I think the daily candle was closed at, let me see, it was over 10 mil. Let me see. Let me pull up the chart real quick. We'll be looking at this a lot during the call. Yesterday, we closed the daily candle at 10.7 mil market cap. Today, we closed it at 22 million market cap. Wow. What a day. What a 24-hour period. Everyone be sure to like and retweet the space in the purple pill. Share it around, make sure everyone's here. I need to get the Stonks account on here, so I'll take care of that real quickly. Let me see. All right. I don't think the mention bot is working in the Telegram, but that's probably for the best. Only 18 people, guys. Let's get some more people in here. Share it with everyone you know, everyone who holds stonks. There's going to be a big space, so we don't want people to miss it. I'll turn back on the music for a little bit. I think it's not working. It's okay. The last space we were going to put on Spotify and YouTube and all that, but because we used, you know, not free music, copyrighted music. There we go. We couldn't, but we will be doing that with this space. Let me find the links. There we go. Pinned it to the room. On that page, you'll find our Spotify account and our YouTube account. We used them a little bit towards the beginning of the project, and we're planning on starting using them again now with this weekly series. And yes, we will be doing this every Monday, sometimes on a Tuesday or on a Sunday, depending on my availability, because obviously I need to be free for it. But yeah, and the way that these spaces are going to be structured are it's just going to be me kind of talking, giving the update, what our plans are. Well, no, the exact structure will be, I give like a market update, what I'm seeing in the markets, what I think is going to happen, and the way that I'm trading the market. And then we'll talk about the Stonks chart and, my kind of projections, important things to notice, different indicators, stuff like that. Then we'll do a little small. Today we'll do a bit of a small history lesson with Stonks because it's episode one. We won't be doing that for all the future episodes, just probably at major milestones. And then we'll talk about, the plan, right? We've got a lot of stuff in the works. We'll talk about some of it. We won't talk about all of it. Um, and yeah, what we've accomplished in this past week. So we've got a lot lined up. I'm very excited to share it all with you guys. But let me get the Stonks account on here. Let me see. In this time, like, be sure to like and retweet the room. That's the last time I'll say it for at least a couple minutes. Alrighty, there we go. I think we're about ready to get started. Should probably let the room fill up a little bit more. Not that many people are here. There were 60 people who had set reminders to come. So I don't really know what's happening on Twitter's side. It might be having some issues, or maybe people are just running a little bit late. But we'll start talking because there is a recording that will be on Spotify and on YouTube and on X, obviously. So it's all good. First to start, as kind of like a recap of the past week, Bitcoin has been doing like really, really well. We bounced out of 57 to I think it was like 58.50 or something like that. So um, just above 58K, which was good. Just another higher low for Bitcoin, and today we hit, what was it, 66K? Let me pull up TradingView. I think it was 66K Bitcoin. Yeah, craziness. We hit 66K. We made another higher high, and we really just need to get above, you know, 66,500. That's the level that we need to get, another high time frame higher high, and then the next level from there will be 70K. But overall, guys, this is exactly what we want to see. 100% exactly what we want to see. Bitcoin's still making higher highs and higher lows, and um, yeah, I think we should be trading at range highs by the end of the month. I think 74K, sometime this month is a bearish estimate. I think we'll be well above 74K, potentially 80K this month, and I'm very excited to see it. I myself, I got into crypto in March. The same week that Bitcoin hit 74K. So my entire crypto experience, although it's been a good one, it's been exclusively in a down market. So I'm excited to see Bitcoin break out of this range. It's been a long time in the making, man. This has been such a horrible range. And to anyone who's new, or even anyone who's experienced, um, in crypto, like if you capitulated the range, this is the one range in Bitcoin's history where I can honestly say, like, I can't really blame you because this was a really tough range. This was a very long range in a bull market. We've never seen Bitcoin just sit this long, just doing nothing for so long in a bull market. So this is obviously excluding the bear markets. So if you guys capitulated, then honestly, I can't blame you. Just make sure you get repositioned as quickly as possible because things are going to start flying, in my opinion, of course. And if you guys did not capitulate the range, if you did not fall victim to time, then mad props to you. You're going to be rewarded in a massive way as we move into the bull run. And remember, guys, like this quarter, it's going to get pretty crazy. But this is still just the pregame. This is the pregame show before Q4 of next year. And Q4 of next year is going to be the top of the cycle, most likely. This is all my opinion, not financial advice, obviously. Um, but like we're so early. We are so early, and I think my personal targets for the total crypto cap are between 10 to 15 trillion. I think 12 trillion is a very realistic number. I think if you go on a bearish case, 7 to 10 trillion is kind of like the bearish case scenario. Um, and when that happens, I think you will see hundreds of memes, at least 100 memes hit 1 billion market cap. I feel very firmly in that. Um, and those are just going to be average memes, right? Just whatever. There's just that much liquidity in the market that things just hit a billion market cap. But we don't hear we hear at Stonks, we don't have an average meme. All right, we have a one of a kind blue chip meme, and I truly believe that no narrative can compare. But purely looking at the meme itself, you know, the memes that I think of that are in the same category as Stonks are are like Pepe, Wojak, Giga Chad, right? Like the memes that everybody knows and everybody thinks about. These are blue chip memes, and Stonks is another meme that I would put in that category. But I think the Stonks narrative is a little bit unique. It's a little bit different compared to the others. Yes, it is something that is viral, and every normie knows. Um, but I think with Stonks, the reason that I like it, and it's my personal favorite meme coin, obviously, as I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into this thing, both in running the project and in on the chart, the reason that it's my favorite is because not only is it such a massive universal meme that everybody knows, it's also a finance meme, right? It's the investing meme, and the kind of narrative behind Stonks is that you're profiting off of what should be poor financial decisions, right? It's when you're buying AMC during COVID and people can't go to the movie theaters, but you're buying movie theater stock and it's going up and you're making a ridiculous amount of money. That's a Stonks moment, right? And you're buying GME and GameStop should be going down as everyone shifts to online gaming, right? People go and on your Xbox, your Switch, your PC, whatever, you're buying things online. GameStop should be failing, but it's pumping and you're making a ton of money off of buying it. That's a stonks moment right there. And that's the reason that I'm so bullish on it because that idea is exactly what crypto is all about, right? You're buying things that they're not really real and it doesn't make sense. It's just a piece of code and you're buying into these virtual tokens and you bought into Bitcoin at like $100 and it's up to $60,000 now. And it's like that is a stonks moment. That's an investment that shouldn't make sense, but you're making a ton of money off of it, right? And that's what crypto is all about. It's that transfer of wealth to people who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to build that much wealth in a short period of time, right? I myself, when I got into crypto, I was a broke college student, and I just wanted to make enough money to pay for my own college, my girlfriend's college, and a car for both of us, right? Um, and I started with $1,000, and I've worked my way up by working hard. People who get into crypto because they think it's easy money, you're wrong. You're just going to lose money to the people who do work hard. But if you work hard and you focus on learning, you can make a lot of money. And I've turned my $1,000 into a multi seven figure portfolio, and that is a stonks moment right there. That is investing in things that don't make sense and getting a disproportionate amount of profits and success from it, right? It doesn't make sense. And that's what crypto is all about. So I firmly believe that Stonks is going to be a top narrative this cycle. I don't think anything can compare to it. Otherwise, I'd be investing in other things. And, the majority of my net worth is in Stonks. And you could say, well, Guardian, why don't you spread out your eggs into multiple baskets? It's like, no, why would I? If I know that something is going to do better than something else, I'm not going to invest in the worst choice. I'm just going to keep on buying the better choice. And I'm all in on myself, and I think every project leader should be. Um, so that's a little bit about the narrative. That's why I'm so bullish on it. That's why I am always buying more. Like I bought it at sub 100K market cap. I bought sub a million. I bought at 5 million, 10 million, 20, 40 million. And then I bought all the way back down to 2 million, and I'm still buying. Um, and I firmly believe that I'm going to be massively rewarded for that. And for the people who've been buying with me, I hope that you have all the success that you're dreaming about. I'm firm. I'm going to continue working to make sure that our goals, our dreams are realized. And I firmly believe that they will be again because the Stonks narrative is just that good. And the team that I've put together is a bit of an all-star team. We've got a lot of fantastic people, and I don't want to run through the list of names because there's about 10 of them, and I know that I'm going to forget at least one, so I won't list any names. But the team is insane. I've never seen a team that's more of a machine than this team. Everyone has a function, everyone has a purpose, and everybody does their role very well. They're the best at what they do. from our animations guys to our Twitter guys to our devs to the everybody, right? And it's fantastic having that team. So I'm extremely bullish. In my opinion, it's about as bulletproof as a meme can be, and the market looks so ready. The market looks so absolutely ready. Like if you look at the Stonks chart, right? And for anyone who's listening on Spotify or YouTube or even the Twitter recording who doesn't know how to find the Stonks chart, you can just go into your browser and search up Deck Screener, um, or in your app store on your phone, you can look up Deck Screener and you'll find it there. And then you go into the search bar on Deck Screener, search up Stonks. It's the one that's around 20 million market cap, maybe higher, maybe lower, depending on when you're listening. But it's the big one, right? And if you look at the chart, we were in this range, right? And we were between 2 mil and 10 mil for 4.5 months. 4.5 months of collecting, of building momentum, of growing the community, of building on the project. And every time that we hit 10 million market cap, Bitcoin just nuked, right? We launched at 72K Bitcoin. Things were going great. We went from 40K market cap all the way to 40 million market cap, a 1000x in 4 days. Only 2 of those days were after the project went live. And we rode that massive wave up. Bitcoin hit 72K and it just dropped off a cliff. And over the course of the few months, we've been fighting tooth and nail for every single inch of progress that we made. And every time that we got back up to 10 mil market cap, Bitcoin dropped off a cliff again. But this time we hit 10 mil market cap and Bitcoin made a higher low. And that was the green light from the market. And we've been flying ever since. Yesterday we were at 10 million market cap on the close. Today we closed at 22 million, and it's only going up from here, guys. It's only going up from here. Don't forget that we're still 50% drawn down from the highs. A 50% pullback is considered a good entry, right? So let me tell you something. You're early, and this is nothing compared to where we're going. I remember some of my friends, right? I called Bitcoin at like or not Bitcoin, geez. I called Stonks at like 7K market cap, and it pumped to 200K market cap almost instantly. And a bunch of people sold at 200K market cap, and I said, don't sell. But they sold at 200K market cap, and then I retraced to 40K market cap, and I started accumulating. That's when I started buying up the supply that I'd use for the CTO. And when it got back up to 100K market cap, people were like, "Oh, time, it's too high. I missed the lows," because it went from 40K to 100K market cap after a 70% drawdown or an 80% drawdown from 200K to 40K, and they didn't buy in. And you know what they tell me today? They say, Spencer, Guardian, whatever you know me as. My name's already leaked, so I don't care. But Guardian, I wish that I bought more. I wish that I top lasted. I should have bought more. I ended up actually buying the rest of my bag at like 2 million market cap, and I'm up so much. Thank you for telling me that I'm not late. I'm telling you guys that you're not late. All right, we're still drawn down from the all-time highs. We're not even in price discovery yet. So there's not really that much risk. Like I don't get nervous when I'm holding my positions until we're above all-time highs, because that means that a major correction could happen. And I don't think that a major correction is going to happen again until around 300 million market cap. We'll see. I'm not always right. I think I will be though. And so I just want to say, guys, you're still early. This is a cycle long hold. All right. So you're going to be holding this thing. If you're like me, you're going to be holding this thing until this time next year, right? Until Q4 next year when Bitcoin tops, likely between 150K all the way upwards of 300K. We don't really know where. We have multiple indicators to look at. I'll talk about that on a different space, maybe on a dedicated space. But Bitcoin's going to be like 2, 3, upwards of 5 times higher than it is here now, and Stonks will be in the billions, and that's when you're going to be selling. All right, so from here until in my opinion, 6 billion market cap is is the minimum target that we're aiming for, based off of the fit levels, which is a charting indicator. If you don't know what that is, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just a level that I think we're very likely to hit. I think we could go much higher. I think the meme deserves 20 to 50 billion. But we'll start with six and then we'll go from there. And imagine that we just hit 6 billion market cap. That is a what? That's a 50, 300x from here. Am I doing the math right? Someone in the comments give me a thumbs up if a 300x is correct. Correct. But I think 20 to 50 billion. I think that's very realistic, especially when there's going to be hundreds of memes that are over a billion in market cap. Um, so I think 20 to 50 billion is relatively realistic. And imagine we get to 20 billion from 20 million market cap. That's a 1000x, right? Like that is an insane amount of multiples. And you can do your own math on how much money that would be if you put that in. Nothing is ever guaranteed, obviously. So don't go and bet your life savings on it. Don't go selling your house. But I will say that I'm very confident in my investment. I have put my life savings in it. So, do as I say, not as I do. But I'm very confident in this hold. I strongly believe that we'll be seeing this in the tens of billions. I think that we are so incredibly early to what's to come, and I'm very excited to get there with you all. All right, this will go down in history. Like I'm not here to make a couple $1 million, and I don't necessarily want a documentary after me, but that's the kind of level of success that I want. To do something special, and I want you all to experience that with me because people are going to be talking about, man, like I wish that I got into SHIB at 20 million market cap. I wish that I got into Pepe at 20 billion or 20 million market cap or whatever is in the tens of billions, and that's going to be us soon. That's going to be us. I strongly believe it will be. But enough rambling about Stonks and how bullish I am on it. We'll talk a little bit about the project and its history, for a little bit, and then we'll move on to what the plans are. So, just a little bit of a history recap because this is episode 1 of the weekly updates that we will be posting on Spotify and YouTube. So we're gonna start from the beginning. We launched in early June, and how we launched it is a very interesting story, and I think it's a testament to how powerful the Stonks narrative is. Right? I called it at 7K market cap in a couple private servers with people that I'm friends with. I posted about it on my timeline at 20K market cap. It ran to 200K, and then it retraced down to 40K. And around 40K market cap, I decided that I'm going to do a CTO. I think that I saw how Stonks fell from 200 to 40K, and I decided that it would be an injustice to the meme to just let it die. Stonks is my favorite meme. It always has. When I first got into crypto, I was looking for a Stonks coin, couldn't find one. And then, I found one. And that's why I called it. And so, when I decided to CTO it at around 40K market cap, I told a couple people, told a couple friends, single digits of people. So like 6, 7 people. But they told their friends, and those friends told those friends, and word of mouth spread like wildfire. And the market cap grew from 40K market cap all the way to 4 million in under 48 hours before the CTO went live. Right. And I've never seen anything do that. Right. Dex Screener is not updated. There's no Telegram, no Twitter, no website. Stonks just pumped from 40K to 4 million, a literal 100x, which is what projects hope for when they launch. They're like, oh, I hope we can pull a 100x. Stonks did that before we even went live. All right. Stonks is in a different category than all these random CTOs that you see pop up every day. All these different memes, random stuff. Like you just see random doggo with hat, the first, like just on pump fun. Like there's a difference. The like real memes are different than these random things that are popping up. I think Stonks is at the top of that category, and no one's ever done what we've done, just purely based off of word of mouth. I wasn't even posting about it on my timeline at that time. I just told a couple people, and they told a couple people, and boom, 4 million market cap. Nobody even knew me. I had like 300 followers at the time, so nobody knew who I was, and it just pumped, right? And from then, after the CTO went live, I believe that is on June 8th. I may be wrong, so don't quote me on that, but I believe it was on June 8th that the CTO went live at around 4 million market cap. Within 2 hours of the CTO going live, and I checked the timestamps before the space, but within 2 hours of the CTO going live, we pumped from 4 mil market cap to 10 mil because people saw, okay, this really is happening, and they shoved, right? And then from there, in the following 48 hours after the CTO went live, we hit 42 million market cap. So Stonks is definitely in a different category. That is purely word of mouth. Very little marketing could have been done. Um, in that time period, Stonks just kind of took over crypto Twitter for a few days, and then Bitcoin topped, and Stonks topped as well because the market is driven by Bitcoin, unfortunately, or we'll say fortunately when Bitcoin starts flying again. But unfortunately, during this range and for 4.5 months, we traded sideways. Right, we went down to 4 mil market cap, bounced up to 10. Bitcoin dropped off a cliff, went all the way down to 2 mil market cap, and then bounced again. Bitcoin fell off a cliff at 10 mil. Then we went down to 2 mil market cap again for a second time, and this time when we hit 10 mil market cap, Bitcoin didn't fall off a cliff, and now we are sitting at 22 million market cap. And so that's kind of the history lesson in Stonks. Some of the things that we've accomplished, we've listed on MEXC, on Bitmart, on multiple other exchanges. I've got numerous partnerships underway, um, and that will be announced sometime this week. I'm very excited about all of those. You'll understand soon. Some massive names have bought in. I'm sure if you've been scrolling my timeline, you've seen them. David Gockstein, Max from Because Bitcoin, Plasma's in, right? There's a ton of very reputable people, very well known and respected people that I have looked up to since I got into crypto. They've been buying into this, and we've been doing very well. That we have had an NFT project. I see a lot of people in the audience repping those Stonks NFT PFPs. Shout out Jordan. Shout out Alan. Right. Shout out Captain Meathead or Meatbeard. I see you guys, and I see many more in the audience. Right. We've got the Stonks NFT PFPs, and we have an animation series. And I know that some of you guys are familiar with this project called Ponky, right? There's this project. It's called Ponky. If you don't know what it is, then you've been living under a crypto rock. But these are the guys that kind of introduced animations on a mainstream level into crypto, and now it's normal for crypto projects before a billion market cap to have animations. And we may or may not have some people on the team that have some pretty serious connections with Ponky that are having some kind of impact on the Stonks animations. But we've got an animation campaign with GIFs underway. We've got so many animations already, and we're actively adding to them daily. If you want to find them on Discord, Twitter, and Telegram, anything that uses Tenor, like if you download the Tenor app to your phone, then you can use it in iMessages as well. But if you search in the Tenor search bar, which is your GIF search bar on Twitter, you can go select new post, and you'll see the GIF icon right next to the picture icon. If you go in there, select the GIFs, and then search in the search bar Stonks ETH. That's STONKS ETH without any spaces. You'll see our complete repertoire of animations that's built up, and we're very proud of our animations collection. They have been doing extremely well. I see a lot of uses that aren't on crypto Twitter. Things like the not Stonks GIF and the Stonks GIF, they're used very frequently. I believe by normies outside of crypto Twitter that don't know about the project. They're just using the Stonks GIF. And so it's been doing extremely well for us, and we've had a lot of buys, a lot of people that are introduced to the project because of the animations. We're working on some long form content, but we are not releasing those for a little while. We want to time that correctly, but no, that is something that is cooking in the background. And our probably our biggest accomplishment, and this happened within the past week or so, is we wormholed onto Solana. Yes, we are one of the first projects to wormhole onto Solana to become multi-chain. As far as memes go, no, we're not the first, but we're one of the first. And I'll find the post and pin it to the room with the contract addresses. There we go. I'm searching my timeline for it. With the contract addresses on it, here we go. I just pinned it to the room. You can find the Solana contract. You can buy Stonks on Solana or on Ethereum. And you can actually, a little bit about the Stonks wormhole, you can buy on Solana or Ethereum, and it's the same tokens, right? So you can bridge your tokens back and forth between Solana and Ethereum. It's the same thing, right? The market caps, they're not the same, but the prices are the same. So look at the prices when you decide where to buy. If you're looking to buy the cheaper of the two, usually there's a very small price discrepancy, like maybe 2-3%. And look at the price, not the market cap. And yeah, it's been doing very well for us. Today we actually listed on Moonshot as well, which I believe is going to be the biggest tool for onboarding normies in the bull run. And we saw a massive influx of buys and holders, like hundreds of new holders within an hour of listing on Moonshot. It was an insane thing to watch. And we're very pleased with how that's going. And if you don't know what Moonshot is already, and you have an Apple phone, I believe it's just for Apple right now, but I believe they're working on Google Play. They might be, Google Play might already have Moonshot on it. I'm not completely sure. Just feel free to search it in your app store for both, anyways, and just search Moonshot. I highly recommend downloading it. If you search my timeline for Moonshot, you'll probably find my referral code on it. So if you want to sign up and trade using my referral code, I'll get a small percentages of the fees. But you don't need to do that. Just definitely download the app. It's very cool. Explore it. It'll make you more bullish on crypto, and you'll be able to find stocks on there, which is very cool. So that's another thing that we have been cooking lately. We've got a couple partnerships that I don't really want to leak yet. There's about 4 of them, I believe, that with different agencies and different institutions that we're very excited on. We're also I can't leak that. Alan, I almost leaked your contribution, Alan. That would not have been good. We need to keep that secret for a couple more days at least. But yeah, so that's enough about the history of the project, what we've accomplished lately, and what we've been up to. Next, let's talk about the game plan. And I'm going to use the 3-phase, the house analogy. I'm sure most of you guys have heard this many times, but we're going over a complete history lesson since it is the first episode of the weekly updates. So anyone on Spotify and YouTube, they can get the whole picture. But phase 1 of our plan, and we have already completed phase 1, but phase 1 is building that foundation, right? Because I'm going to use this house metaphor very frequently. It's like we're building a house. And so phase 1 is probably the most important phase, but it's very simple, but it's very significant. And that is building that foundation for the house, right? If you don't have a good foundation, you can't have a good sturdy house. The house is going to fall over. It's going to fall apart if a hurricane comes. Like there's been so many in Florida recently, and you don't have a strong foundation, your house is just going to get wiped out. So you need to build a strong foundation, and in a crypto project, that looks like building out the Twitter, building out the art, building out the website, building out the Telegram, getting all your basic socials ready, and making everything perfect. I mean, spotless, right? I don't want just a good Twitter or a good website. I want the best, because when you're building a house, you can never be too safe. If you have just an okay foundation, you're never going to have anything better than just an okay house. And I firmly believe that we've accomplished that. If you scroll our timeline, we have custom art pieces made by our fantastic artist Yankee and multiple others. And we've been making content since the beginning. We pay our artists very well, because we value, uh, having a strong brand and a strong foundation, and that's something that's very important to us. And phase two is getting the framework up for your house, right? There's two different phases. You're like actually building the house in phase two. And in the first part of phase two, it's just the framework, right? It's that wooden outline. It's getting all the electrical wiring in, right? It's making the house functional. And that's kind of like getting your starter exchanges up. That's your, getting some work done on, some smaller animations. That's getting a market maker, art competitions, stuff like that. And then the second part of phase two is like finishing the house, right? You're putting the roof on and you're filling in the walls. You're getting the drywall up, right? You're putting in the windows. You're making the house actually like a safe place to be in. Um, and that's like getting your tier two exchanges, like Mexi, and getting, leaning into that animations part of the project of the process, and leaning into the marketing side of things, right? Starting to bridge out onto other social media platforms like Instagram, like TikTok, like Reddit, like Facebook, which we've been building a presence there for months. And that's kind of the focus of phase two. And then phase three, which we're starting to ease into, we're starting to get more involved into phase three. I believe that's the stage that we're at now, and or we're starting to enter. And stage three is where you get your big players, right? You're doing big art competitions. You're doing big animations. You're like everything like phase two, just better, right? Big giveaways, big partnerships, big exchanges, right? Your tier ones, and stuff along those lines. And that's what phase three is all about, and that's where we're starting to enter into. And I think our first act in phase three, was wormholing onto Solana and getting that moonshot listing. I think that's going to be massive for us and for our momentum. It already has proven to be. I believe we wormholed onto Solana at around, it was between 7 and 10 mil market cap, and right now we are up to 22. So obviously, it's been helping us a lot, and I expect it to continue to boost us over the course of the bull run. And on the wormhole subject, we do plan on wormholing to other chains as well. I've heard a lot of buzz about Sui recently, so maybe we'll go there. I'm sure there will be a BNB season. In my opinion, it's going to be late November, maybe December, and we'll probably bridge there, right? We'll take Stonks to every chain. Everyone can buy it, right? There's so many projects out there that are very clicky, and these projects, they try and peer pressure other people into buying their project. And you see these projects that are on Ethereum, and then a copycat pops up on Solana, and they're like, no, that's not the real one. Come buy ours on Ethereum, or vice versa. Maybe the original one is on Solana and the copycat pops up on Ethereum. But that's happening due to a not diligent team, in my opinion. Right? The team is not diligent enough to make your brand more accessible, so that every corner of the market can tap into you. Right? That's your job as a project leader. And so we're not about the telling the other people to come to us. We'll go to you and you can buy your token, and stonks will go up on every chain. And so that's kind of the three phases. That's where we're at. And nice, I kept it under an hour. That's what I was aiming for. I nailed it on 45 minutes. So yeah, that I think that's where we'll cut the recording for for Spotify and YouTube.